way, this individualistic society makes it possible that we're talking on Zoom, we have our computers, all of that. I mean, think about it. It's pretty miraculous. Really, really miraculous. But it takes away something of the collective and the need for the collective. And because to be with our grief, we really need to do that in community. It's too much for a person to do it on their own, really. And so I think, I know that when we can do this, we can heal these deep wounds and come to a place of greater freedom and joy and freedom. But we need to, I wrote in the program, the one I'm doing in a couple of weeks, there's 2 requirements for the class: that they know solidly basic SE principles, somatic experiencing principles. And the other is they have courage. And it's the courage to love, in a way, the courage to love whom time will take for her own. Loss is inevitable. And to be able to do this in community, I learned this in a very strong way, a couple of strong ways. Many years, probably about 20 years ago, I got permission from FUNAI, which is the organization that protects indigenous people's rights, to visit a tribe. It was a pretty remote tribe called the Kranaki people. And I was interested in cross-cultural ways of dealing with trauma. And in Portuguese, there's the word susto, I think it's similar in Spanish, which basically means fright paralysis. So I wanted to see what he knew about that and how he worked to heal that. And so, oh my God, we got somewhat delayed, so we're walking for hours through the jungle in the noon heat. And when we finally arrived there, I mean, he could see that I was exhausted. We were exhausted. And he made a place between 2 big rocks that they put a plastic tube there. And there was a spring, so it was like a shower. So he just took me there and let me cool down in the shower. And then he asked me why I'd come. And I said, well, I was hoping to learn about how you work with sustus. He said, then he just kind of looked kindly at me and he motioned me to come with him back through his house into an open space with some mango trees and also we were there on a bamboo mat. And so again, I asked him the questions and he took up a flute and started playing the flute. Then I asked him, is it okay if I also, because there were several flutes, if I also play a flute? And he said, yes, that's why they're there. So we started playing together. And in doing that, we were making some kind of connection, which really surprised me in a way. He took me out of my head. And he said, yes, he knows about Sustu. Also, his daughter was who's the princess, I mean. She was the first person to go to school from the tribe. And she talked to him she knew about trauma, and she talked to him about that also. And so he said, yes, he knew about Sustu and he knew about trauma. But he said, unfortunately, basically, he said in a kind way, he said, you're on the wrong track. Because trauma is something that, because there's a rupture in the fabric of our communities, of our tribe, and we have to heal that breach.